Hello everybody, I wanted to do a fourth video on the bipolar 2 condition and medications, stuff I've tried, stuff I want to try, and just a little bit more about this. I took a break from exercise about a month ago to try some different health protocols and stuff like that, and this is actually the deepest depression I have felt in a long time. It was really bad. At one point, I wanted to lay in bed just every day, and I did for almost a week, doing nothing but watching movies and just trying to relax from all the depression and stress that I was feeling. And that's not good. I mean, I can't live my life that way. And the depression was so bad that I really just knew at this time in my life that I really need to work on the bipolar 2 condition. I've gotten a good control over my anxiety, but this time I need to really work hard on my moods and get to the root of the problem and either take a medication or find something that works. Through the last couple weeks of being really just down, I discovered this great book. Actually, my girlfriend gave this to me. It's called Why Am I Still Depressed? It's by Jim Phelps, MD. It talks about soft bipolar disorder and the ups and downs of bipolar 2. And when I read this book, I really felt like I was reading my whole life story. It really just explained everything to exactly what I feel. It's a really great book. So if you have bipolar 2, great book. He explains it in detail really well, things you can do. He talks about exercise as well in here. Exercise, it'll help, and that's one reason I feel so crappy, because I haven't exercised. But I know that exercise will help me once I get back into it, but I know it's not going to get to the root of the problem. So I would like to try some alternatives. I did try lithium for a while, and actually a very short while. It contributed to some of my anxiety problems I was having. Like as I mentioned in the video before, I have a type of anxiety which is called depersonalization, derealization, where you feel disassociated. You don't feel like you're connected to yourself. And the lithium kind of made me feel more spaced out and more like, it didn't feel horrible, but it didn't feel like it was doing the right thing. And I didn't give it a long enough trial, and I'd be willing to try it again at some point, but I'd like to try some of the alternatives out there. Plus, I've been trying to lose weight for the last year, and I know lithium causes weight gain. I've lost 50 pounds, almost 55 pounds in the last year, and I really want to keep that going. And I was worried that lithium could interact with that, as well as damage my thyroid. So I wanted to try Lamictal, which I heard is especially good for bipolar 2. And I've read some really good things about it. There's been a really high success rate. If you go to a website called askapatient.com, it talks about any medication that's pretty much out there. And I read thousands of reviews on Lamictal, and it looks like anywhere from 2/3 to 3/4 of the people that try it have really good success with it. There is a deadly rash you can get, but that's like 1 out of 1,000. You can get a minor rash, which is like 1 out of 10, so that's pretty bad. But usually, even if you get the minor rash, you can usually come back to Lamictal at a later time and retry it out. And 80% of those people usually have success with getting Lamictal to work without getting a rash. So I'm really interested in trying it, and it talks a little bit about it in this book. So it definitely encouraged me more to look into that. So that's the medication I'm going to try. I'll probably try it within the next couple weeks, and I will report my findings and how I did with it. Once I've got a good idea of if I'm going to be able to tolerate it or not. But I'm really excited about it. It sounds like a really promising medication with good success, and the side effects from what I hear aren't too bad. There is some hair loss type things. There's some weight gain type things. There's some memory type things, but I heard most of that is usually resolved once you get used to the medication. So I'm willing to suffer through those to not feel so much depression. So that's one thing I'm going to be trying pretty soon. The reason why I really want to get to the root of my problems is not just the depression, but I still have some of the hypomanic symptoms as well. Like, I'll have grandiose ideas about making millions of dollars, or I'll be really creative in some ways that are just not really normal. Like, I'll think of ideas that are just beyond realistic, and I'll get started with it and I'll create something, and then I'll lose all motivation to do it. And it's good to be creative. I would love, my dream is to be able to do music full time. I would love to, not necessarily be famous, but if I could write, record, play music, and tour as a lifestyle, basically, I would really enjoy doing it. That's like a dream of mine that I would like to do someday. But you got to have a day job first, and you got to have money to get you there. And so I'm tired of having these up and down creative ideas and not doing anything with them. And just some of the hypomanic symptoms that come back, the addiction to spend money, ups and downs in my relationship, the ability not to handle stress, and just the irritability. Some days I'm so irritable that I can't even be around people. I can't even talk to people because I just feel so agitated, and I really want to get to the root of that. Exercise does help with a lot of that, but there's still more of that needs to be taken care of. So that's what this video is about, is my dream to fully follow my passion and get there. Even if I have to have a part-time job, maybe I could still do music full-time in some certain way as well. So I want to get to the point where I'm really stable with working and getting a routine in place, and it's been really hard to do that. So that's what I mainly want to do, and I'm really hoping this Lamictal will maybe help me get there, and if not, there's other medications certainly, but I feel like this might be one that might really work. So I wanted to talk about that. That's about it. I wanted to also say that I'm very sensitive to certain foods, one being MSG. If you have bipolar disorder and anxiety, you might notice that you're sensitive to certain foods. If I ever eat MSG, it'll put me right instantly into an irritable mood right away. And even some soy products will do the same thing. And I think what happens there is soy increases estrogen in a man's body, and if you have more estrogen than you do testosterone, it can make a man really irritable. So I think that's what's going on with me. Also, certain foods like chocolate, caffeine, certain things like that will trigger a manic or hypomanic episode. So I got to watch those types of things. And I'm sure you know this if you have hypomanic or bipolar symptoms, but I just wanted to, bring that out there, that, you have to really watch what you do eat. Sugar is a big one. Food combining, food amounts, what you do to diet. It all matters. Everything will change your chemistry, even the smallest things, like I was saying in the last video. So you got to be really careful. But I'm excited to try some different stuff here and help others that are going through this as well. And like I said in the other videos, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And I plan to do more videos. And that's about it for now. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your emails. Thank you for your comments. And maybe I can be my own detective, or you can help me figure out what it's going to take to really get my brain back in place. And hopefully I can do the same for you. Hopefully I can help you with your problems in dealing with this, and maybe offer you some solutions that have helped me. So that's it for now. And I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you again in some more videos.